In this lesson, you will learn how to find the measurements of angles using angle pair relationships. Let's use what we've learned to find some angle measures based on a transversal that we have pictured here. So if we are told that angle 3 is 110 degrees, we can actually find out what every other angle in this diagram is because we know that these lines are parallel to each other. So if angle 3 is 110 degrees, we know that angle 1 is also going to be 110 degrees because angle 1 and 3 are vertical angles. We can figure out that angle 2, we can figure out what angle 2 is going to be because we know that 2 and 3, these two, form a linear pair. So they add up to 180 degrees. So we can just do a simple equation to figure out 110 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180. And if we subtract 110 from both sides, we'll get the measure of angle 2 equals 70 degrees. Now, since we know that all these angle pair relationships are either going to be congruent or supplementary, all of our other angles are either going to be 110 degrees or 70 degrees. Since we know that angle 3 is 110 and angle 4 is a linear pair with angle 3, we also know that angle 4 is going to be 70 degrees. It's also kind of obvious because angle 4 is definitely acute, and if angle 3 is obtuse and 110 degrees, it's probably going to be the 70-degree measure. Then angle 7, this one down here, this corresponds with angle 3. And since the lines are parallel, they will be congruent to each other. So angle 7 will also be 110 degrees. Angle 5 is an alternate interior angle to angle 3. So that will also be congruent. It will be 110 degrees. Angle 6 is a consecutive interior angle with angle 3. So they're not going to be congruent to each other, and they don't look congruent, so that's good. But they are going to be supplementary, so that will be 70 degrees. And although there's no special relationship between angle 3 and angle 8, angle 6 and angle 8 are vertical angles, so we know that angle 8 is also going to be 70 degrees. All right, here is just a neater version of what I wrote on the previous slide, and it has the reasons why each of them have the measurement that I gave them. So measure of angle 1 is a vertical angle to measure of angle 3. 2 and 4 are both linear pairs to angle 3. Angle 7 corresponds with angle 3, and the lines are parallel, so those are going to be congruent. Angle 5 is an alternate interior angle to angle 3, so they're also congruent. Angle 6 is a consecutive interior angle, so they're supplementary. That's why it has the 70 degrees. And I got angle 8 by using the vertical angle to angle 6. So those should be congruent to each other. They're both 70. Let's try another example. If the measure of angle 2 is 65 degrees, we got to find all of the other angles. So we can find the measure of angle 1. Well, that's a linear pair with angle 2. So 65 plus the measure of angle 1 equals 180. And if I subtract 65 from both sides, I get the measure of angle 1 equals 115 degrees. Okay, the measure of angle 3, that's also a linear pair. I don't have to do the math again. I know that is also going to be 115 degrees because it's a linear pair with angle 2. Measure of angle 4 is going to be 65 degrees. That's a vertical angle with angle 2. So they're both going to be congruent to each other and have the same measurement. Angle 6 is a corresponding angle, so it is going to be congruent. That's going to be 65 degrees. Angle 8 is an alternate exterior angle. Alternate exterior angles are congruent, so that is also going to be 65 degrees. Angle 7 is a consecutive exterior angle. We didn't go over this one, but if you just switch the words around a little bit, consecutive exterior angles are going to be supplementary, just like consecutive interior angles are. So that would be 115 degrees. And remember, when you're in doubt, angle 7 is obtuse, angle 2 is acute. They can't be congruent. They're probably supplementary. And angle 5 doesn't really have a special title that goes with it, but I know that angle 7 is 115 degrees, so I know its vertical angle 5 will also be 115 degrees. Let me give you a cleaner view of this with the reasons. Now that we've gone over a few angle pair relationships, it's time for you to try it on your own.